Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome to this new podcast. Yet to be named.
Yeah, we haven't found a name yet, have we?
We haven't. But we will. We will find a name in the next 20 minutes at least.
Yeah.
We've got some good suggestions from Twitter.
Okay then.
Okay, so Phil, why did you want to start a podcast?
I've been listening to many podcasts the last years, and I thought, you've done the YouTube thing, the vlogging.
How did that go?
It went well for the beginning, but it took a lot of time, I have to say. When you're training hard, as you know.
I know when you're training hard. Yeah.
It takes a lot of time away from you, and I just didn't have the energy anymore to actually film every single bit in our day. And
how many hours a day were you going into the edit?
I honestly think it was probably 2 hours, 3 hours a day.
When I did it, it was more than that, I think. It was quite a lot sometimes.
I think, the beginning it was 3-4 hours, but then when you got better at it, it was around 2 hours probably.
So we're hoping this is going to be less work, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah. I enjoyed the vlogging, but it just took too much time from me, to be honest. And
you're a very busy man.
After I went from man 1 to man 2, I was getting very tired.
We'll get to that later.
I was getting very, very tired.
There's been a lot of news since the vlog stopped.
A lot of news, yeah.
Probably too much to cover in one episode.
Oh yeah, we have loads of time. Hopefully there will be more than 12 vlogs or whatever we do.
Hopefully it'll be more than just one episode of this podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to get some better equipment as well, so we're going to get some muffs for the mics.
Yeah, so you don't hear us breathing into the mic. Better quality, hopefully.
No, you wanted to go foam, not muff.
Foam, yeah.
Yeah, but I think muff would be better for getting rid of the...
I don't think so. I think it's better for wind noises, but...
yeah, what do you think this noise is? It's wind.
A foam will be much better quality for being inside.
But there's already foam in this mic.
More foam is better.
More foam, okay. Right, well. So yeah, so Phil decided that he needed to start a podcast. You're a big fan of podcasts.
Massive fan of podcasts. It's what I listen to every drive into the velodrome. When I go see my girlfriend up in Carlisle, I listen to it all the time. And I thought it's time for me to start a podcast.
What are your favourite podcasts out there?
Many.
Yeah.
Mostly Joe Rogan, to be totally honest with you.
Okay. Why?
I just think it's very interesting. He got loads of many very interesting people on. And I think, it's very informative.
So when you came into the track every day, when I was still a cyclist, you used to come up with various theories like, is the Earth flat?
I've never said that.
Yeah, was the moon landing real?
I've asked you. Do you think it's real?
Yeah. So all this content, it kind of, I feel it mainly came from podcasts.
It does, yeah. Because I don't read many books, to be totally honest.
Well, I don't listen to many podcasts, but it doesn't mean I come out with that kind of stuff.
I listen to one podcast a day.
Do you think the moon landing happened?
Yeah.
That's not what you said last week.
Last week. You just make it up for the podcast now. Stop it.
What were the other things?
I don't know.
There's all kind of theories.
Like what?
I don't know. Basically, every conspiracy theory going, you jumped on.
I just told you what he said on the podcast, like what he discussed. Anyways. Let's
So
get back to
So basically, Phil needs to branch out. You've been too focused on one thing in your life, and now that's why you've decided to start podcasting.
That's it, yeah. Too focused on cycling.
I'm incredibly busy, so all the content and everything you see here has been done by Phil, and I've literally just come in 1 minute ago to host this, to help you on your way.
Very busy, big businessman.
I am. I'm no longer cycling, but I am very busy.
Very, very busy.
Very busy. So hopefully this is a success.
I hope so. I hope people enjoy the inside of, the track cyclist and the big businessman. Big businessman over here.
No, I think you need to explain that in joke before, because it doesn't make any sense.
You explain it.
Okay, so the in joke is that a lot of cyclists often ask each other what they're going to do after cycling. Yeah?
Yeah.
And
I don't have a clue what I want to do after cycling. So
Yeah, well, like Kian Amadi, his grandparents worked for NASA. He studies, he's got a degree in maths. He's going to find something to do.
he's terrible at maths, but yeah.
He's terrible at mental maths, but I think he gets the logic of it. But anyway, so we asked Phil, what are you going to do when you retire? And he said, don't worry about me. I will be a big businessman. And then I said, of what? At which he said, big business.
Yeah, that's true. And you asked me for a job straight away.
And then that's the other running joke, is that me and Kian will have to ask you for a job.
Yeah, I will employ you.
Will you? My
I
plan
probably will, yeah.
is to get employed by you into your company and then slowly infiltrate the company until I take it over from you.
We'll see what happens.
What are you going to sell? What is your big business plan? What are you going to sell?
I will be a big businessman of some sort.
But that doesn't mean anything. There's lots of
Just trust me. Hopefully.
Like, what do you want to sell? Like,
No, to be totally honest with you.
you want to sell like coffee
To be totally
beans?
honest with you, after cycling, I just want to find something that makes me happy. I enjoy, and when I go to work, I just want to be happy and just like want to be there instead of just be a big businessman, but not be very happy with what I do.
So you're happy what you're doing right now?
I'm happy with what I do right now. Yeah.
So you just want to continue something like that?
So I want to find something that makes me as happy as being a cyclist. Yeah.
So it's no longer a big businessman?
Well, we see, won't we?
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
Kian and I will need jobs, so.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about what this podcast is going to be.
We haven't really spoken about it yet, have we?
It's going to give an insight into all areas of social and athletic life.
Yeah.
It's going to be groundbreaking.
Hopefully we'll get to know what I do in my training. I'm the only one that's still doing cycling here, so you're retired, but you can still
but
speak
what do you mean
about
there's the only one? There's two people here, and also I'm just as qualified a coach as you are.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm doing my PT at the moment. What are you doing?
I thought you finished your PT.
Not yet, no.
You told me you'd finished it, so that's a major
no,
lie.
I haven't finished my level 3 yet.
Oh,
My
right,
level
okay.
3 cycling, British cycling.
Oh, right. Well, I've got my level
coaching.
2.
I've got my level 2 and I've got my Journey license as well.
You got your Donny license?
Yeah.
I remember
you
that.
took
Yeah,
you took
were
a
there
video of
for
it.
that. So yeah, we're going to try and get different guests on each week.
Yeah, different guests.
I'm going to call on my network. You're going to call on yours.
Yes, we were.
Who have we got confirmed so far?
Ed Clancy.
Ed Clancy is
Edward
confirmed.
Clancy, OBE.
OBE.
He was keen to come on after he's back from his Portugal training camp.
When does that finish? I don't know why they've gone to Portugal. It's raining.
I know,
Like
it's
here
better
in
weather
Manchester.
here right now.
I mean, this is going to go out in a couple of weeks. But anyway, at the moment, it's beautiful sunshine. We just had a lovely afternoon.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a sip of my apple juice here right now.
So yeah, they love to go to Portugal. So I think it's like a 2-hour flight to Lisbon. And then it's a 2-hour drive from Lisbon to the hotel.
I think it's a very, very long travel day for them.
It's a very
But
long travel day.
They get really good training in.
But they said no to Mallorca, said no to Valencia, they said no to Girona, and they said we're going to go to Portugal.
No, it's up to them. It's not up to me.
The middle of Portugal, exactly in between Lisbon and Porto.
So we've got Ed Clancy confirmed.
Ed Clancy's confirmed.
Sir Chris Hoy
Sir
wants
Chris
to come
Hoy.
on the podcast.
Well, yeah, hopefully he does come on.
Hopefully, I think he will.
I think after he sees this episode, he'll be so impressed.
I think he will.
He'll have to come on.
We've got many more guests lined up.
I've actually confirmed Ollie and Alice.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's it.
Ollie and Alice, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fair play.
Alice Barnes and Ollie
Wood.
yeah.
Wood.
They're very
Cycling
successful
couple.
cyclists.
Successful cycling couple.
But we're also going to branch out. We're going to try and find some non-cyclists.
Like
Joe Clark.
Like who? Joe Clark.
He likes to canoe.
We haven't spoken to him yet, so hopefully
He's coming on.
he wants to come on.
And then we're going to, we'll try and break into everything.
Everything. Hopefully, Elon Musk.
Academia,
Um,
entertainment, acting, singing.
anything.
Yeah.
Anything that's out there.
The sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
Anyway.
This podcast has got potential.
Said who?
Me.
Okay. Well, you listen to a lot, so I haven't listened to a single pod. I've listened to maybe a couple podcasts. I don't know why you stay interested. Like, who wants to listen to two blokes just talking rubbish the whole time?
I don't know. It's like watching YouTube videos. Who wants to watch people traveling
when
around
we did
the
the
world?
vlogs, I've never really watched vlogs either, but you love them.
I love them. Yeah, it's the future. Children watch them all the time. Loads of people watch them all the time. That's the new TV. TV is dying out. YouTube is becoming popular.
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes TV isn't dying out. You've still got a skybox in there.
Just to get TV. Because I haven't got
my point.
No, YouTube is the future.
YouTube's the future.
Podcasts are the future.
We've got some sponsors lined up as well.
Yes.
So
many sponsors.
So I've picked the sponsor for the first episode.
What's the sponsor?
What we thought the idea would be is to pick each of our retrospective kind of least successful / most embarrassing sponsorship deals that we've ever done. So you tune in for next week, but next week Phil is going to be the episode is going to be sponsored by a fitness.
I don't think you could mention the brand yet.
Why?
I don't want to get sued.
You're not going to get sued. No. Okay, so it's a functional climbing static machine, which you once endorsed on Twitter.
Which is a climbing machine.
The first bit rhymes with Axie, and the second bit rhymes with Schmeider.
I don't think so.
Well, how else would you
I
describe
think you
it?
got it completely wrong. You just...
How can you describe the name without... Describe the name for me then.
Axie Rider?
Axie Rider. Okay, yeah. That's close enough.
Yeah.
So in the next episode, we're going to have it in the background, and Phil's going to try it out for us.
I will show you the best exercise you could do.
Our gym coach, who I won't mention by name in case he has a future sponsorship deal with this company called Schmartin...
Kevin's.
Ansi. And Kevin's. Smartin Kevin's. Who now works for the FA. Rest in peace. So he said it had no functional use for cycling at all.
I think he was just so disappointed in me promoting this machine.
Okay, well, it's for something for next week.
It's something for next week.
And then what have you picked for me is the most embarrassing thing I've ever fronted up?
Well, you were embarrassed by sporty trainers.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the campaign was for. I think it was for the Glasgow 2014 Games, and the idea was to sport your trainers at work, at school, at work.
Well, you were pretty embarrassed by the video.
Well, it was because the video wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's something for next week again.
Is that what you're going to pick? Or have you not decided yet?
I haven't decided yet. I think you've done many embarrassing things. You know that cooking show you did on YouTube?
Yeah,
What was that for?
That was for Scottish pork.
Yeah, it's pretty close, to be totally honest with you.
I mean, there's some great recipe ideas in there.
Very good. Anyways, let's carry on.
Okay, let's push on through. So yeah, we're going to go through a name, and we had many suggestions on Twitter.
Many suggestions.
Shall I go
we
through them?
we still haven't come up with a name for this podcast.
I've got my favourite in mind. Have you got yours?
No.
What was Ed Clancy's suggestion?
Ed Clancy's suggestion was the inside track, which I quite liked, but we want something people want to click on, people want to listen to, people want to be interested in.
That's like your vlog when you
Clickbait.
said featuring Bradley Wiggins, and he was in there for literally 1 second.
You know what? It got like 50,000 views, so it worked, didn't it?
Okay, so Kian Amadi says 2 disgraces ruining a podcast. Very negative.
Kian Amadi is he's just a jealous person, isn't he?
He is jealous. I mean, that's why he's never going to be a guest on this podcast. Charlie Tanfield, your new housemate.
He is, yeah. Don't know where he's in Portugal, actually.
Who replaced your previous housemate of...
Andrew Tennant.
Yeah. He might pop in at any moment, actually.
He could actually come in any time.
So Charlie Tanfield says The Shell Show.
The show.
So
I've been a shell for the last 6 months. A lot.
So Shell.
So it actually makes sense, yeah.
To explain the lingo again, shell basically just means that you're very tired. You're a shell of a man.
It's when you're very tired. and you're just like a shell on the beach, just lying there.
I mean, thanks for
And not
offering
do
that
anything.
additional insight.
Thank you.
Liz Miller, she's a big fan of us.
She's a very big fan of
She comments on everyone's stuff.
British cycling,
Sky
British
Cyclists.
cyclists,
Sky Cyclists.
British cyclists in general.
She wants to call it Devil Takes the Hines, Philip Hines, most. No, that's a play on track. That's a play on track
I
league.
know, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's
think
in the
it's-
maybe pile?
It's a maybe, yeah.
Okay, Owen Doole, who's also going to be in this podcast at some point, suggests 2 guys, 1 podcast.
Hey, no.
I don't think that's very family friendly.
No, I know what he's playing at. We all know what he's playing at, but
If you don't, Google it.
yeah, if you, yeah,
Yeah.
we know what he's playing at, but we'll see.
I don't know what you're on about. Hannah Dines had an absolute stormer, so I'm going to give you a couple of these in quick fire.
Go on then.
Spoke and Millers,
Interesting.
Wheel Talk, which I'm a fan of. That's my favourite, actually.
Weird talk.
Wheel Talk, yeah, because it
Okay.
leaves us open. Like, we don't just have to talk about Flanders, Tour de France, you know, Côte Basque Grand Prix.
Yeah,
We can talk about anything.
that's right. Yeah.
That's the beauty of the name. Let's get
yeah.
Let's get behind the wheel. No, sorry. Let's get wheel. Let's get wheel. Like let's get real.
Oh. It's a bit cheesy, isn't it?
Bikes and banter.
Yeah. Not my favorite, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah, no, okay. Pedals and patter. Patter is a Scottish word which also means banter.
Scottish Putter. It's a Facebook group, isn't it? With funny videos.
Yeah, but patter means banter in Scottish.
Ah. I'm not Scottish at all.
No,
so
I know. Yeah. We figured that. Okay, so wheels, words, and wisdom.
No.
Where's the wisdom coming from? What's she thinking?
I don't think there will be any wisdom here.
Why are you whispering into the microphone?
Am I?
Yeah, you've got it like bustling that really.
You were the technician. You're the audio technician.
You've got it bustling on that adolescent's mustache there.
Carry on.
Okay. The velodrome. Oh, we don't have a drone anymore.
Wait, you sold it.
I did, yeah. So that's an update from the vlog. Sold the drone.
Sold the drone.
Only lost a couple £100.
After you've crashed it.
Yeah. I didn't crash it.
Eleanor.
Yeah, she crashed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? As in spelled WATT. As in
No.
too keen for you.
No.
Okay. Chopper chat. Well, again, chopper is another term in cycling. What does chopper mean, Phil?
Means whopper, which means
Not very good.
not very skilled. Good, yeah. Just like a whopper, yeah.
Ah, okay. PodCrash. No, that was my favourite, PodCrash.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you make a mistake every now and again, then that's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to push the limits.
So is this in your favorites?
That's my
one of
favourite.
your favorites?
No, PodCrash is my favourite.
What was the other favorite? You just said you had a favorite before.
My other favourite was Wheel Chat.
Wheel Chat, yeah. I like Wheel Chat, to be fair.
You were going to go for
But,
Wheel Chat.
I also, to be fair, I like the inside track, but it doesn't sound very interesting. So, nah, that's out the window.
I think
so,
PodCrash really grabs people's attention.
that could be it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, and we've also got a Scot and a German walk into a handlebar.
I think it's a bit too long. We need a clickbaity title. So.
You're always getting away from the German element as well.
I don't know what you're on about. I'm British.
The breakaway.
The breakaway. I've not been in many breakaways in my
I've
life.
not been
to
in
be
any
totally honest with
breakaways,
you.
actually. All the gears, no idea.
That is actually quite true. We've got all the gear here.
No, but I know about my gear. You don't know about your gear. I've asked you, like, remember that video we did on the vlog, and it was like, what tires you riding? And you're like, oh.
I just ride what I get given. To be totally honest with you, I'm not that bothered.
It's all about the
gear.
podcast these days, isn't it?
All about the podcast, not about the gear.
The standing start.
No.
Fill 'em up. I quite like that.
Say again.
Fill 'em up. Again, it's got connotations to it, isn't it? It means
fill him up.
no, like fill 'em up. Fill 'em up.
No.
You don't want that?
I don't like it, no.
Okay, sorry. Board talk, as in the boards in the track?
No, because it seems more like a negative. Bored. Because I just hear bored. I'm bored.
Velomone?
Velomone. I quite like the Velomone, to be totally honest with you.
It kind of gives the impression we're not going to be very positive about cycling.
Yeah, that's true.
And you just said literally a minute ago you're having the time of your life, so...
I'm having the time of my life, so... No.
You have to speak into the mic. If you turn away, it doesn't work.
Okay, it's my first podcast. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're still bristling that little mustache on that thing. I can hear it in my ears. I don't like it. It's like that thing we did. What's that thing called?
I don't know.
No, that thing where like a cat eats a bowl out of, like, you know.
Oh, ASMR.
Oh, I hate that.
You don't like that?
No, don't. We've just lost everyone. That's it. If they hadn't given up by now, they've given up now.
I'm sorry. Let's stop going through the names. Let's
no, I think
focus on...
we got one more. We got Bad Wheel and Skinner. Two's Up, Riding in Circles, On the Track with Phil and Callum, All the Gear, No Idea, The Thighs Have It, Velopod. Yeah, so I'm going to go for Crash Pod, was it? Was that the one?
PodCrash.
PodCrash.
Yeah?
PodCrash.
Let's do that. PodCrash.
Callum and Phil's PodCrash.
PodCrash.
Crash.
Crash.
Yeah. Well, we'll go with that now.
Let's do with that now and PodCrash.
So, yeah. I mean, most people tend to start a podcast with a name and a few ideas, but we've gone from, I like to call it from the ground up.
We know we just need to actually find some content first, so that actually wasted a few 20 minutes.
You need to go out there.
Go out there and find a name.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the podcast sorted. PodCrash. Welcome to PodCrash.
PodCrash. Anything could happen here.
If you have a theme tune for us, or you want to make one,
yeah,
send it in.
Yeah.
And if you're the only one, that's the one we'll use.
Yeah, send it in. Make whatever you want to do. Send it in, and we will decide what we're gonna use.
It's got to be royalty free.
Why?
Because you want to make some cash out of this.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, if anyone out there has got any skill, I don't care how bad it is, I don't care how, on the cuff it's made. If you send us in an intro, like, what's your favourite intro? No, from a TV show, what's your favourite intro?
Friends? Friends is a good intro.
How does it go?
You do it. You know it.
So life is done. No, I don't know. What? I think it's gonna be this way. So like, I don't know how that lines up to PodCrash.
I don't know. Just make us anything.
On a synthesizer. I prefer some synthesizer.
Just anything. Just send it in. So at Callum Skinner.
No. Okay, no. Yeah, my DMs on Twitter are open. So
my DMs on Twitter are open.
Okay,
as well.
Direct message either one of us, and we'll provide you with a unique, an actual email address. Which you can send it to, and we'll give you a shout out in the next episode.
What's your Twitter account?
At Callum Skinner.
Mine is at Philip_Heinz.
Double L on Callum.
Just single everything.
I mean, to be honest, everything's open. If you go on my website, you can get my email address. If you go on my Instagram,
you will find us. You will find us.
If you put it out there, we will find you.
Yes.
So yeah, we need an intro, and that will feature in the next episode.
Yeah.
We didn't plan that, but I think that's a good addition.
I think that would be a very good addition, because we need something.
We do. So now we're going to get on to the bones and the meat.
Talk to me.
And the main bit of the podcast. As in, Phil, what have you done with your life since you ended the vlogs? Because you did some terrible vlogs at Commonwealth Games.
I was forcing it, I have to be honest with you. What have I done with my life?
So what was different about those vlogs at Commonwealth Games?
I think we were missing the people, to be honest with you. It's really hard to make... To be totally honest with you, I've been switching from my man 1 position to man 2. So
I mean, that's not what I asked you. Basically, what I was trying to allude at was
let me talk.
Okay, sorry.
So training for me has been a lot harder because it's longer efforts, more volume on the track, and I've been very tired. It's been taking a lot of energy out of me. So my vlogs haven't been there. Haven't done any, and have to say the people have been very nervous in front of the camera. They weren't playing to it, and it was really hard to. It's really hard to do vlogs with people.
So they weren't naturals, is what you're trying to say?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is who was the person that was missing? Who was the person that made the vlogs but wasn't there?
I think it was Ed Clancy.
He's been hardly any vlogs. It was me.
Ed Clancy, Stephen Burke. Next to that,
Stephen's
Burke has
been in like
missing.
20 seconds of total vlogs that you've ever done. Basically,
Owen Drew has been missing as well.
You were in Team England, okay, which didn't feature me because I'm in Team Scotland.
So you're pretty much trying to tell me that you were missing.
Yeah, because I made some excellent vlogs with Jack Carlin and Mark Stewart.
Yeah.
Shout out to my vlogs.
Yeah. What was your vlogging channel?
I don't know. I'm not very good at this. At Callum Skinner on YouTube.
Anyways,
just Google Callum Skinner vlogs on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like the first one.
To be fair, you have been missing, and you've retired recently.
I have retired, but I mean that's jumping the gun a little bit because we need to talk about Commonwealth Games first. How was Commonwealth Games for you?
All right, Commonwealth Games have been good. Well, we came second in the team sprint, behind the Kiwi team.
Yeah. They were world champions at the time?
They were world champions at the time. They were absolutely flying at the Commie Games as well. And then my individual events haven't been going well because my back I've had a few back issues at the Commonwealth Games, and I pushed myself through the team sprint trying to hold my back together. But then in the individual events it's just been not great. But I pushed through it and silver medal. It's like I'm pretty happy with that.
That's a tricky thing with the Commonwealth Games because the Kiwis and the Aussies are always absolutely flying. And like I remember we were in Glasgow. Do you remember Glasgow 2014 Commonwealth Games?
I remember it well, yeah.
And we were sitting there watching the 200 meter times and we were like, Glasgow's a slow track. Glasgow, I mean, like I've done 9.9 or something. Maybe I did 10.0. What did you? I don't know. What did you do?
I think I did 10.1 and I was the fastest of us guys. So he wasn't really going slower.
So I think I did 10.2, 10.3 or something like that. And it was like nothing to worry about. Glasgow is a slow track. And then Matt Gleitzer popped up and he did, was it 9.8 or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Or something outrageous. And at that point I realised maybe it's a fast track.
And we are just going slow.
And we're just going slow.
Yeah.
So we got our heads kicked in and Jason Kenny managed to save the day a little bit on behalf of Team England. But yeah, they're always flying. It's a tricky event.
But I think back then we weren't really, I wasn't up there with the big gears like how we ride to these days. Like I was riding on a 104-inch gear, which now is very small for 200 meter qualifying.
What would you qualify on these days?
Anything over 120 inches.
Yeah?
Yeah. So it's quite a big gap.
Yeah, I mean that's like a 15%, 20%, no, 15% increase.
I haven't got a clue.
110 to 120? No, less than that. It's actually not that much bigger.
It's the field's a lot bigger.
Yeah, it looks a lot, it's quite deceptive because it looks a lot slower.
Yeah.
Because you're only pedaling very slowly. But anyway, so Commonwealth Game, beautiful country, beautiful.
Beautiful. I had a lovely holiday afterwards.
You did. Kian and I had a lovely holiday as well.
You did, yeah. Byron Bay.
We went to Byron Bay. We had a small off-roader. We went off-roading.
I saw the videos.
Yeah, saw the videos. Still had the drone back then. And Byron Bay is lovely.
Yeah, me and Claire went there.
Did you?
And
Claire is Phil's girlfriend.
And we didn't enjoy it as much.
Why?
I was a bit overrated, I have to say.
So you didn't like Byron Bay?
I didn't like Byron Bay. I have to be sorry, actually. The video cut out.
Well, we'll edit that.
We added that, yeah. It would be fun.
I went to Byron Bay and there's a lot of jelly. I think they were like blue mambas or blue something. Storm blue jellyfish? Some kind of jellyfish?
Never heard of that. You mean, what they're called? The tiny jellyfish that's really poisonous. What's it called?
Yeah, well, they were there.
Yeah, they were there.
They got wrapped around some people's arms and it was...
I think you die if you get wrapped around by them.
Really?
I think they're like tiny jellyfish. What they're called again?
Anyway,
Anyways,
so we finished Commonwealth Games. Had a lovely camp in Valencia, and then you started the World Cup season.
I think you're jumping a bit ahead. How have your Commonwealth Games been? Because that was your last competition.
It was my
of
last
your
competition.
career.
Today it was my last
Today,
anniversary. I got a Commonwealth Games medal, first of my career after being to 3 Commonwealth Games.
You mean do 3?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I went to Delhi.
Oh yeah. I wasn't on the squad then, was I?
Yeah, no, yeah. You were still a little kinder.
Yeah.
So my first Commonwealth Games medal in the kilo. Scraped it in, got a third.
How did it feel?
Felt okay.
Good.
Didn't do very well in the kilo, didn't do very well in the sprint, but then finished it off with a medal in the kilo.
Fair play.
Thanks.
Fair play.
What medals did you get? The silver in the team
Just the
sprint?
silver in the team sprint, yeah.
What about the other events? What happened there?
Like I said before, Callum, if you weren't listening, my back's been terrible.
Oh yeah, you're back. Yeah,
My back has been terrible.
The old glass back.
What were you doing when I said it?
I don't know. Probably not listening.
Yeah. Back's been terrible.
Okay, so let's jump on to the next day. What's happened since then?
What happened since then? Went back to training. We had a very early European Championships, so we didn't have much time in between the Commonwealth Games and the European Championships to train, really.
Where were the Euros?
In Glasgow.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
You should have known, really. Glasgow.
Was it Berlin the year before?
Berlin the year before.
Yeah, so that was definitely my last competition.
That's when we found Callum's modelling photos. Do you remember that? And then we found the modelling photos. I put it on my YouTube channel, put it on Instagram. I remember the next day we went for breakfast or dinner. All the nations were pretty much laughing at Callum.
I didn't feel
they
that
were smiling at Callum.
I thought they were
because they've all seen the modelling photos.
I thought they were smiles.
You should see them. They're brilliant.
I thought they were smiles of approval.
Did you think that?
Nice.
Did you think that?
Well, I mean, a few guys said, fair enough, mate. You got the opportunity. You grabbed it with both hands. Whereas you, too busy being like, oh, trying something new.
What?
You're just not used to change, mate. I've got many strings to my bow.
If I had a body like you, Callum, I'd be modelling as well.
How's the pouch, mate?
The pouch is good. At least I'm not modelling. And showing it off.
Okay, so anyway, let's swiftly move on. We had the Commonwealth Games, and then you started the World Cup season, but without me.
Without you, yeah.
How did you fill that gap in your life?
We found Jason Kenny as a man 3.
That happened pretty quickly, but Joe was doing a bit of man 3 as well.
Joe was doing a bit of man 3. To be fair, no. You did Canada World Cup and became was it second?
Did I do that?
You did, yeah. So you tweeted today.
No, I'm sure Commonwealth Games was my last race.
No, you did Canada World Cup. You don't remember?
No.
You did?
No, because that was January in the second year.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So many races. What are you doing?
Having a cream egg.
Not
mini egg, sorry.
Yeah, then we had a World Cup season, and this World Cup season has been pretty terrible for me. I just been going like 2-3 tenths slower in my races than I've gone the previous year, and just didn't work out for me this year.
So tell us what you've been doing. You've been switching from Phil Hines. Everyone knows Phil Hines, man 1, probably the fastest man 1 in the world, and you thought, to hell with history, I'm going to do something new.
Yeah, I've been getting pretty. So I've been doing man 1 for quite a long time now, and I've been getting quite bored. Like it sounds stupid, but if you've been doing the same thing for so many years, you get quite frustrated, and it's no challenge in life. It sounds stupid, but you want to try something new. So I said to myself, whatever happens, I want to try and make it in man 2 or 3, whatever gets. But I'm done with man 1 mentally, and
so you never go back to man 1.
Probably not, no, because I was done with it. I just wanted to try a new challenge, try and succeed in this, and if I don't make it, I don't make it, but at least I gave it my all in this new challenge. So I wanted to I just want to try my best and make the Olympic Games in this new position.
Yeah, but you're thinking Tokyo 2020, you won't be man one.
No,
As a cast iron guarantee.
I think so. Yeah,
You think so?
unless circumstances put me in man one. But
Okay, so we're running through GB team at the moment. We've got Ryan Owens in man one
yes,
with no competition, pretty much.
not
for
for
that
now.
position.
Yeah,
Man two, we got Jack Carlin and you.
yes,
Man three, we got Joe Truman and Jason Kenny.
and me.
Man three as well.
I want to try man 3. Yeah, any position really.
That's your new thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
man
yeah.
2, man 3. I don't think I need much different training to be able to succeed in it. So
If you want any tips, you know where to come.
yeah, we'll ask my coach. But yeah,
Yeah. So and then I also retired since the vlogs.
you
have
did
ended.
retire. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least a lovely statement.
What So what was the reason for you retiring? What was
It's
what
a bit
happened?
like what you said. So, if you're on the road, you can go. If you're getting a bit bored or you're getting a bit, you want a new challenge, you can change teams, you can do something else, you can change disciplines. But for me, I was always going to be a man 3. I was never going to be a man 2. And in the words of my coaches, I was never ever going to be a man 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true. Yeah.
Because it's not in my physiology. So, so basically I had an incredible Rio Games, and it was tough to get there. I was dropped quite a few times.
Yeah. But we made it work.
Yeah, we did make it work, yeah. And basically I kind of thought, well, I got the Olympic gold, got the Olympic silver, and the Olympic record. It's time to...
You struggled a bit with motivation and mental health issues, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Yeah, a little bit. So, but I'll talk about that in a later episode.
Okay, we'll leave it for then. Yeah.
But yeah, I think from other points as well, it was more just kind of like motivation, I think, and the physiology of it. It's like it wasn't going to stack up.
Yeah, and to be fair, the young guys that are coming through are pretty
Sharp.
pretty strong as well. So that just shows like the development side of British cycling
It does.
in general. Like they start young these days, and they start young with the right training.
But we've had some big news in British cycling.
Did we?
Yeah. So you've got a new coach.
I've got a new coach. Yeah, our sprint team changed a bit, so Kevin Stewart now is my new coach.
So he used to be academy, and now he's the podium men's coach.
Yes. Now after the World Championships, I went terribly, I have to admit. I think that's fully down to a long season, and mentally I just wasn't ready. I think it's been such a long season. Mentally, it's been such a hard World Cup season because it's been Olympic qualification, and we had to perform pretty much in every World Cup. And then drag it out that long. I think it's been pretty tough.
It was a long season.
And I fully lost the World Championships, and I was ready for a break.
I remember seeing you in the bar after you'd finished racing.
Yes. On the night of racing, met Callum in the
No,
bar.
not the night of racing, the night after racing.
So the night after racing?
Yeah, the night of. Yeah, the night of.
Yeah, the night of racing.
It kind of makes it sound.
Don't
like
you correct me again?
But it kind of makes it sound like you were drinking the night before you were going to race.
I wasn't drinking the night before. After racing, I think I needed a change. I just needed to listen to my body, what I wanted to do, I know what I need to do. And I think I've got a pretty good plan put together now. And hopefully next season will be better.
Yeah, so in summary, Jan van Eyden is now coaching the sprint women.
Yes, yeah.
Kevin Stewart is now coaching the podium men, and Justin Grace is now looking over all the programs and also developing the academy leaders.
Yeah, and projects as well leading up to 2028.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's good to invest in the guys coming through.
yeah, and he's got loads of experience, so I think he will be pretty good for the job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as he said at the time, he was the coach of all three. He was the coach at one time of all three teams on that team sprint podium at Rio.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But I think Kev coached a lot of those boys when he was younger as well, so they're gonna be able to jump on that pretty good.
Yeah, I've not been coached by him, so it'll be interesting to see how it's gonna work. You know, I've only ever been with like 2 or 3 other coaches, so it doesn't happen often that you change a coach. Like in football, we change manager quite often. If you don't perform well, then they just kick out the manager.
So what's the predictions for 2020? Is it going to happen again? Is it all just going to go swimmingly?
Well, I hope so. I hope I make the team first. I think for me, it's just try and make the team, and then, the magic happens when you get to the race, and the adrenaline kicks in, and like in the whole build up.
Yeah.
You know what it's like. The whole team comes together, and suddenly you go outrageously well in the Olympics.
Because I guess there was some talk after the World Championships of people saying that maybe we wouldn't win as many medals as at Tokyo as we did at Rio, I guess.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. I think...
Which is traditionally what we've done.
I've been in this situation twice now, and you know how it was before Rio? We were like coming 5th, 6th, man 3, we were struggling in front of man 3. And I personally thought, like... That's it. We're not going to win it. I'm not going to get another gold medal.
Yeah.
But then the 2 months before, we start seeing the improvements. You started improving. You started getting on. And then Newport, the holding camp, which was like 2 weeks before, we did like a dress rehearsal. Did a full team sprint. And Callum got on. Callum did outrageously fast times. And you remember when I said that the 3 days before Rio Olympics, I thought, I think we could win it.
I mean, coincidentally, I think Chris Hoy said that just before you said it.
You did say that, but then,
So
but literally, no, he didn't say that. They said it in London.
No, he said it in Rio as well.
Did he?
Remember, he came in the village.
I honestly can't remember.
He came in the village and
conversation.
he said, "You know what? You're going to do it again."
I said that before him.
Did you?
I did, 100%. And then,
okay, well, we can talk about that with him next time we see him.
Yeah, I thought we could win it, or at least win a medal.
Yeah. So I guess it's that classic thing of don't let off the team until you see how they get there.
Yeah, just anything can happen on the day. So,
I mean, I thought we were going to be pitching for like a bronze medal, maybe.
Yeah, same. I would have been happy just make the bronze medal final, but we're going pretty well.
Yeah. So, you're going to be still targeting the sprint for next year.
Yeah, individual events, man 2 or man 3, and then. Try my best, see what happens. Have a few more apple juices.
Apple juices. Fair enough. Still in the retirement thing. I'm keeping busy.
Yeah, what are you doing at the moment? What's going on in your life?
I can't tell you too much about what's going on.
Why not?
Because I need to announce it and make the most of it when I do announce it. I've been keeping busy, so I've done a lot of stuff with anti-doping. So I've been to the White House.
I saw you being very active on Twitter.
I've been very active on Twitter. I've been on Newsnight, Radio 4.
BBC.
They're both BBC.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so I've been out there trying to make the most of this message. Trying to make it a bit more communicable, I guess. Because it's not the most exciting message in the world. Anti-doping.
Yeah.
I mean, most people... I don't blame people for switching off. It's not that interesting. So I've been trying to make the most of it. I started work in a company I can't say yet, so don't say it.
Why can't you say who you're working for?
Because we're going to make an announcement of it.
But you've been working for them for quite a few months now.
Since January, yeah.
So you're not allowed to say yet?
No. But it's a good company. You'd agree it's a good...
I think the product... No, maybe I can't say.
You can't say. No, you can't say.
Okay.
No, because we're making an announcement of it.
Okay, I can't say.
I mean, you don't know what it is anyway, so...
Do I? Okay, honestly, I don't know.
And there's a few other things in the pipeline, so...
Like, give us a hint. People want to know.
Well, I mean, people will find out all in due course, I can't give them everything at once. I've just announced them starting a new podcast called PodCrash.
PodCrash, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm
Thank
happy
you.
for you, yeah.
Thank you. What did you think when you saw my retirement statement? Because I'd actually been retired for quite some time before that statement came out.
Yeah. To be honest, No, I knew way before like Callum's not going to come back to cycling, but when I read the statement, we came back on. We went on the academy program together, and we've been spending a lot of time together. And I was quite sad, to be honest, when he retired.
Yeah.
When I saw the statement, I was quite sad because like an end of an era, but
I mean, you seem to have lost a teammate every Olympic Games pretty much. You lost Chris in 2012. You lost me after 2016.
I know who's going to be next.
I mean, you're going to be still doing this till you're 45, so.
It might be me next.
It might be you.
Yeah. Yeah?
I don't know.
We will see.
I mean, like, the game's changing. Like, the age of how long you can be a professional sprinter for, an elite sprinter for, is getting lower and lower.
What age will I be at the Tokyo Olympics?
28.
27.
Well, 27, 28.
27, 28,
Yeah.
It's still quite young, but because I started so young, because I've been doing.
But the guys are getting younger as well. I think
Yeah,
the days
yeah.
of being able to retire at like 38,
It's just over. Yeah.
it's kind of over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of the best guys in the world are under 23s now.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So what can you do? Well, it's nice to know that my statement made you sad.
Yeah. It did make me sad. Yeah.
I mean, I'm available to come in anytime and help you guys out.
I think we would be all right, to be totally honest with you. I think. Yeah.
Do you not want my like man 3 tips?
Go on, give me one tip.
Well, I mean, you want to concentrate on your own ride.
So just what? That's a terrible advice.
You got to work pretty hard. I'm not sure you're ready for this actually. Man 3 it requires a lot of like lactic and endurance training.
I think it's just about getting on, to be honest, and then sitting in.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. I've done a few man 3s, to be fair.
I tell you what, there's no man 3 in the world that has an e-bike.
What's wrong with an e-bike? I enjoy it.
Yeah, but you should be able to have the endurance and the grit.
But when I want to go mountain biking up the hills with like Ed Clancy and all the other endurance boys, it's a bit too much for me. I won't be able to keep up with
Look at
them.
the Dutch, look at the French, they could keep up.
Yeah, but I don't think they could keep up with like top continental riders.
Ed
Mountain
Clancy
biking.
hates the hills.
But he's still pretty good.
Oh, okay. I'll let you off. So yeah, and we're kind of... I mean, could you turn your phone off for the podcast?
I'm so sorry.
Jeez. Anyway, so we're coming close to the end of the podcast. So as I say, next week, we're hopefully going to try and get on a guest.
Yeah,
It could be Chris Hoy, could be Ed Clancy,
Could be anyone.
could be Alice Barnes, could be Ollie Wood,
Could be anyone.
could be Joe Clark, MBE.
Could be anyone.
Joe Clark, I've heard some great stories about him.
What have you heard?
Not many that I can repeat without his permission.
All right then.
So yeah, but in the meantime, basically, we're happy to, if you want to send us anything, we guarantee we'll feature it in the next podcast.
Yeah. Feature in the next
So it'll be on
podcast.
this desk right here. If you send anything in,
Just anything.
send it in to Philip Hines, MBE, British Cycling, Stewart Street, Manchester, M11 4DQ, United Kingdom. And Phil will get it, and I'm sure it'll be on the table next week.
Yes, hopefully, we need to find a guest first for next week.
We've got a guest.
We got a guest. We will have a guest. We will have a guest.